Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Jazz versus Heat NBA matchup on Saturday, December 30th, 2023. Of course, we do tons of free picks at Pickdawgz, and if you like those, well, you'll love our premium picks. You can find those over at Pickdawgz under the premium picks tab. Use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have the Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, go ahead and text that number that you see on the screen. They're not available at the website. You got to text the number. But let's get to this one. Jazz taking on the Heat. The Jazz 13-19 on the season, but 6-4 straight up in their last 10 games. Also 8-5 at home and 10-3 against the number in their home games. The Heat come into this one 19-12, 10-6 straight up and against the number on the road. Just 15-16 though against the number so far this season. But the Heat have won 7 of their last 10 games. And I'll tell you, once again, it just seems that every season it's the story for the Miami Heat. Just an injury list that just is like a rotation of most of their key players in and out of the lineup. Lowry, questionable for this one. Jimmy Buckets, questionable for this game. And we've even seen Bam in and out of the lineup as well for this Heat team. When we look at the Utah Jazz, certainly have had their share of injury struggles as well. And, we saw them kind of get well as well with Markkanen coming back in. Clarkson has been playing well, but most of their wins that we see for the Jazz is, again, Detroit, Toronto, San Antonio, then the loss at New Orleans against the Pelicans. They covered in that game. We liked them in that one plus the points, but they weren't going to beat the Pelicans, by any stretch. And the other losses, like against the Cavs, the Sacramento Kings, wins against the Blazers, loss to OKC. So it's kind of a trend. They'll pop in with a home win against the Knicks. They've won by 4 in a game that they were laying 6, but that was several weeks ago at this point. But it's kind of an ongoing theme with the Jazz. They win these games against the winnable teams, and they lose against the better teams. When we see the Heat coming into this one, they've won 4 in a row, beating Orlando, Atlanta, Philadelphia, and Golden State at Golden State. And of course, that was Golden State's first actual outright loss at home. They had won 8 in a row at home, prior to that game. And the Heat went in there, even without Jimmy Butler, and got it done. So, certainly this Heat team is playing some very, very good basketball. And we look at some of the individuals on this team that have been getting it done. It's, certainly the guys that you would hope would get it done, like Bam. We've seen Jaime Jaquez become we can see the evolution of this guy as an NBA player. Now, 7 of 15 from the floor, 17 points, plus 8, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. This is the guy that they hope we're getting, and the guy that they hope would push him to the next level. The guy they would not trade for Damian Lillard. So Tyler Herro also healthy, putting up 26 in that game against the Warriors. So he was the guy, of course, that they wanted to trade in that Lillard trade. When we look at the Heat overall, the offense has been fairly decent, and when it comes to three-point shooting, no team in the NBA is better than the Miami Heat. They shoot 39.5%, and the Jazz do not guard the perimeter well, do not guard the floor very well. They don't play good enough defense to hang in against this Heat team, which we know with one of the top coaches in the NBA, they can D it up with the best of them. I think, what we know from the Utah Jazz is generally at home they are a pretty good team, but the problem that they have here is they're up against a Heat team that is just actually better than them and also feeling it right now. So I'm going to go with the Miami Heat in this one, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. They're 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.